y'all, and welcome back to Leesah's Cottage, and welcome into my kitchen again. Leesah's kitchen is open again. Today's video is going to be a slow cooker Italian beef for sandwiches. I've made this several times. Ken and I both enjoy it. I've also made it when my grandies were in with their mummy, and they really enjoyed this. We served them on like those small hand buns, or what I do believe is called slider buns, and they just fit perfectly into the kiddos' hands, and they really enjoyed it like this. And Tara said, I've never even thought to make beef in a crock pot and serve it up on buns like this, and she said it was something that she would like to try for her family, being that the kids just absolutely love this. It is a huge blessing. Our grandies are not picky eaters. All four of our first grandchildren, Tara and Will's children, not one of them is a picky eater. They eat just about everything. Of course, they have their favorites like mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese. And one of the Thanksgivings, or one of the first Thanksgivings that we had with Tara and her family, where we went into Alabama several years back and had Thanksgiving with them, Cole Man, my oldest grandson, his name is Cole. We call him Cole Man, and I've called him that since he was born, maybe before he was born. But when we had gone in for Thanksgiving, Tara, told us what to bring and then what they were going to provide, and she had always used instant mashed potatoes. And then Cole, being a few years younger than he is now, when he had seen his mother in the kitchen preparing potatoes from scratch, not out of a box, he said, I didn't know that mashed potatoes didn't come in a box. He thought that any and every kind of potato always came out of a box. So he learned mashed potatoes also come from potatoes by making them the way that his grandma makes. He now realizes his mama can make those same potatoes as well. So, saying all that, we're gonna get on with this recipe. Actually, I had told that potato story because I was gonna say, of course, their favorites would be mashed potatoes and macaroni and cheese. That would be their favorites, and that's something I always try to prepare for them when they come in to see their Lala and Papa or Grandma and Grandpa. So we're gonna get on with this slow cooker Italian beef for sandwiches. I just got my largest crock pot out over here, and I'm not gonna be able to do the slow cooking that I normally do. I'm gonna have to speed it up and hope that it's nice and tender by cooking it on the high for 4 to 5 hours, because I have been a little bit busy this morning. However, I'm still gonna get this in the crock pot and get it slow cooking and smelling this house up like some kind of yumminess is going on in here. This is a chuck pot roast, so I'm hoping it's going to be as good as I've in the past done the 1 5-pound, or I try to get around 5-pound rump roast, and hoping this is not going to be too seasoned for the size of the chuck pot roast I have, because it looks like it's about almost 2.5 pounds. We shall see. But I set this out yesterday. Well, I put it in the refrigerator for it to thaw overnight, and it seems like it's thawed pretty well. And what I do is I go ahead and put some olive oil into a skillet, and just the olive oil here, and I will pour it into the skillet. I just eyeball it, and I will go ahead and brown both sides of the meat before I put it into the crock pot. It doesn't call for you to do that. That's just something that I've always done. So I'm gonna be doing that today as well. And I just went ahead and put it into the skillet before the skillet really heated up, and then I will brown each side of the meat, and then once I get both sides browned, I will then transfer it over into the crock pot. just gonna wait and let that start browning. And then I went ahead and got my pot back here to mix the other ingredients. And when I do these recipes, I don't always do them the exact way it calls for. So you can always tweak any recipe to make it your own. You do not have to go strictly by what the recipe says, such as that's going to be a different type of meat than what I've used in the past. I'm hoping it works. I will let you know once it gets done. The ingredients we're going to need: 3 cups of water, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, 1 teaspoon of onion salt, 1 teaspoon of dried parsley, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 bay leaf, and it calls for one package of 0.7 ounces of packaged dry Italian style salad dressing mix, and I just used the whole pack. And then it calls for 1 5-pound rump roast. They are 3 cups water, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of the whole oregano, 1 teaspoon of the basil leaves, 1 teaspoon of the onion salt, 1 teaspoon of the parsley flakes, 1 teaspoon of the garlic powder, 1 bay leaf, and then I have the 1 whole package of the dry Italian style salad dressing mix. And there's my ingredients. And the directions read: combine water with salt, ground black pepper, oregano, basil, onion salt, parsley, garlic powder, bay leaf, and salad dressing mix in a saucepan. Stir well and bring to a boil. And that's where I just browned the top and the bottom. I just brown it up enough to brown the top and the bottom. And now I'm going to be pouring the Italian seasoning dressing mix over the top of this meat here. And we're going to take all the ingredients that are here on the island that's already been measured out. We're going to add all of them into my sauce pot here, and then put that over on the stove, and then we're going to heat that into boiling point. However, minus 1 ingredient that will not go into the sauce pot, the dressing and seasoning mix. We're going to take it over, put it next to the crock pot, because we're going to take that seasoning mix and we're just going to sprinkle it over the browned meat here in the crock pot. So we'll start with adding our 3 cups water. And then we will add our salt in. Our pepper. Our whole oregano seasoning. Our basil leaves. Our onion salt. Parsley flakes. Garlic powder. And our 1 bay leaf. I'm going to take this over to the stove top here. You will want to stir that well and then bring it to a boil. And just spread your seasoning packet out over your meat. And we're just going to wait for the liquid to come to a boil, and then we will pour the saucepan, the liquid that's in the saucepan, over the meat here. And it is boiling. So pour it over your meat. And now that the liquid is poured over the meat, we will cover it and cook it on high for 4 to 5 hours. And the rest of the directions say, cover and cook on low for 10 to 12 hours or on high for 4 to 5 hours. Well done. Remove bay leaf and shred the meat with the fork. So that's why I put a little orange sticky or some kind of sticky note over on the counter that says remove bay leaf before shredding. A little sticky note like that next to the crock pot, and right on there, remove bay leaf. That way I remember to move the bay leaf, because I don't know if you've ever bit into something where something was prepared with a bay leaf in it. It can cut your mouth. You can screenshot the recipe here. I will also have it typed out for you in the description box for you to just copy and paste if that will make it easier for you. And we will take one last peek in to see what it looks like until it's done, or until the time is close to done, so I can check the internal temp. And it's already smelling up the house, and I have the windows open, so everybody is going to know that Leesah is back in Leesah's kitchen cooking. Just gonna see if y'all can get a peek down into the crock pot without me taking or removing the lid. Is that like doing salmon cooking or what? I just hope it's tender. But I was thinking you could also like cook up a baked potato and just eat this with a baked potato if you don't eat bread, or if you're trying to not eat bread. I think that might be yummy. Just some of the meat along with some fresh veggies. And that's probably what I'm gonna be having tonight. Of course, would be fresh veggies, or I will turn it into a salad. Not this, I won't be eating the meat. I will just eat fresh veggies. But this will serve him tonight and probably a couple of lunches. Look at that yummy deliciousness. Oh my goodness. Actually, I can't even describe the smell other than yummy deliciousness. I really don't know of anything that smells like it unless it is like an Italian sub or something. But oh my goodness, it's getting real close to shredding time. Just have to remember to remove the bay leaf. I decided to go ahead and roast up some fresh veggies that we had. And they're roasting, Got some broccoli, cauliflower, and some carrots. And I'm going to turn the crock pot off. Go fishing. Go fish. Go fish for the bay leaf and get that out and start the shredding. And I'm just gonna use 2 of my forks to shred the meat with. Bay leaf is out, so I can throw it in the trash and throw my reminder in the trash and start shredding. And oh my goodness, is that meat some kind of tender. I haven't tried it. He will try it, and then I will let you know in one of the clips what he thought about it. So I'm gonna pull the roasted veggies out, check them, see if they are soft enough or tender, and then start plating up. So, being that, this is what I'm gonna say. Until we meet again, you all take good care, and bye-bye.